This is Will Nunziata, New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film. And today I am absolutely thrilled to be speaking with a true Renaissance man of an artist. He is a DJ, he's a rapper, he's a producer, he engineers all of his own songs. The one and only Xavier, but everyone I guess calls him X. So hello, X, very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. I'm super happy to be here.
X, you are in one of my favorite cities, in one of my favorite boroughs of Astoria, Queens, as I told you off camera, some of the best restaurants around. I'm curious to know, first and foremost, though, X, when did you realize that this was something that you wanted to pursue as a profession? Was it always in the back of your brain or not really?
Nah, it was, I mean, when I was 10, I started listening to hip hop for the first time. Like some of the earliest tracks I can remember listening to were like the Rough Riders anthem, Big Papa, If I Can't, like early 50 Get Rich Start Trying that my pops was putting me on to. But it was around like 10, I was listening to this and I was starting to write. And I was like, I can't, and it was really irrational at the time, but it was like, I can't see myself doing anything other than this. But it really thought, but it was at 12 really when I got my first set of turntables, really, really cheap plastic turntables. That I started DJing. And then as I was DJing, I started to begin writing. And then at like 14, I started producing. So it all started kind of coming together. And yeah, I haven't really any other direction.
It seems like, obviously, what a beautiful thing you have the support, right, of family, which is so rare, unfortunately, with a lot of artists. That's cool. That's amazing. Number two, how cool, though, when I look at the landscape of your career thus far, obviously you're still so young. It seems like as you've been able to pick up these tools in different areas, you somehow have been able to now, as a full-fledged artist, have this tool belt and able to use all of these tools at your disposal now.
Exactly. And that's really why I did it. Like if you're just a DJ or even just a DJ or a rapper or a producer solely, I feel like obviously there's nothing wrong with that. Those kinds of people become masters of the trade. But like for me, I want to be able to express myself in a number of different manners. And the best way to kind of be able to break the boundaries of creativity, I think, is just giving yourself all those new tools and giving yourself those skills. So it's like you said, exactly. It's like you're trying to paint a picture, but you only have one color, and you give yourself more colors and you're able to get closer to what you want. And that's kind of how I viewed it.
I love it, my friend. I think very similarly as a director. And I also want you to just give us a little sneak peek about this song coming up and that will be coming out in the middle of the month, called Triborough Nostalgia. Talk to me a little bit about the background, the artists involved, the story behind the title, and what you're most looking forward to in releasing the song.
Word. So the track, like the beat itself, I wanted to do something a little more stripped down, something with a little more like soul to it, because I do a lot of, I work in trap a lot. I do a lot of dance music. I wanted something that had a little more, I don't know, I felt like substance, but also stripped down. So I wanted something that was good for like this time of year, like nice weather's coming out, something for people to just vibe to. And I was listening to a lot of Thundercat at the time. So I created like this slower, funkier kind of beat with that's really revolving around the bass line. To be honest, originally it was going to be a solo track, but then I realized I have two of my closest collaborators in the Pond, formerly known as Koi, who's based in the Upper West Side, and Labs, who I've known since I started rapping like 6 years now, from the Bronx. I've always wanted to get us three on a record. So I figured this would be a pretty good opportunity.
Pond was on the Triborough.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what it is. It's Queens, Bronx, and Manhattan, and it's all connected by that Triborough Bridge. So it's just songs just kind of vibing out, reflecting.
I love it. Well,
reflecting. gotta do to get there, and you know, we're here.
And just based upon your description of it, and I can't wait for it to be released. And when is that released? Would you say May 13th?
May 12th.
May 12th. So May 12th, everyone, please, Triborough Nostalgia. You'll see it on most platforms, I assume.
Yes, all platforms.
Awesome. And I'm also excited that, this whole notion of nostalgia, even just in you describing the vibe of it, I think nostalgia is something we've all as artists, but also as people, have really been leaning into now more than ever. I think nostalgia is kind of like a comfortable blanket that, we need now more than ever in these crazy times. Was there anything about the times we live in, either consciously or subconsciously, when writing the song?
I mean, yeah, absolutely. And I think that'll be reflected when people hear the beat. I mean, like, history just repeats itself. It just repeats itself. Styles come back, fashions come back. We're seeing so many things come back now that, if it were like for example, turtlenecks. Like, I like turtlenecks. In the 90s, turtlenecks were cool. But if you wear a turtleneck in like the 2000s, like early 2010s, like, people would look at you kind of funny. But now in like the late 2010s, people have started bringing back the turtlenecks. And, so everything, I think, just repeats. So it's not surprising to me that that we're kind of leaning into this, like you say, as a society. But nostalgia, well, I think everybody has, I think everybody always likes to say, the past is the past and moving forward. But I think everybody always has some sense of nostalgia in them. And we always, we don't realize, and this is a quote from The Office, but the shit will actually hit. It's like, you don't realize you're in the good old days until you're talking about the good old days.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
so
look, when we're in the trenches, we sometimes forget a thing called gratitude, right? And I think in a time like this, we've all been forced to look within, when literally the whole world, for the first time in 100 years, we're all put in the same place. And I think, not only with Triborough Nostalgia, just your vibe. You have such a great vibe, X. Obviously, you've come from a great family. You have great, support system. I can feel that about you. And I'm sure you hear that from all your friends, fans, and family all the time. And I'm just very excited, that you're coming on board this platform. Again, like I said, I've gotten to speak with over 2,000 artists all over the world. And there's a universality to music and great vibes and great beats that transcends language and location. And so I'm really excited you're coming on board this platform. And I'm also just excited that we're now connected.
Nah, me too, man. I appreciate you guys obviously reaching out. And you definitely seem like a guy, especially since you're from the city. You already know the Triborough reference, and you seem to be on the same wavelength that a lot of the artists I know myself from, which is dope.
Amen, my friend. Amen. Well, really great to meet you, X.
Thank you, man. Absolutely. It's an honor to be here.